But you talking that kind of talk like you really that, man, y'all ain't no real hoe, y'all playing.
He ain't lying.
He is about to make them cry. But before we get started, I do have 12 other videos. Definitely pay attention to this video as a wife plays the role of a husband for a day, and the end will shock you. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Definitely share the video. Let's get to it.
Every time she shake it, who can do that on call? What dog can shit when you say shit? You was farting on call.
He said, dude,
that's what I'm saying. And she doing this on camera and want to think she can get some, man, money getting girls don't even behave like y'all. Money getting girls, this is the low grade money getting girls. They barely get it.
And when they start to degrade themselves, that lets you know they ain't even getting money. The women that are getting money have a tendency to be more quiet, especially if they know they doing some strange things for some change.
I got money.
They barely get it. Coming on here talking to a money getting nigga like they really get money. Man, I know that, man, I know money, I'm money.
But you're a snitch.
Man, I ain't no snitch, but I will snitch if I was breaking law.
You're a snitch.
I'll snitch too. When you're a civilian, you can call the cops. When you're out here committing crimes with other people, then it's snitching if you tell on the person that you're committing crimes with. But people who ain't committing the crime, we can snitch all day.
I ain't no hoe though, but I will snitch. You got your clout off of snitching. No, I got my clout off coming online talking. I got my clout off. If I got my clout off clapping my natural ass,
you ain't got no clout.
And you got your clout off snitching. You ain't got no clout. You standing in line on 20 versus 1.
In the streets when you snitch, you ain't no real nigga.
Facts. He says she's standing in line on 20 versus 1. That's when you got 20 girls trying to compete for one guy. And she talking about she's stacking money. No, mama, you're a thought bot just like all the other girls, hoping that you luck up and trap a man with money.
I ain't no real nigga. I'm a father who's never been to jail on his kids.
You snitching. You a snitch on your own kids.
I'm not. I will. You goddamn right I will.
Exactly.
You goddamn right I snitch on my own son. But
when you tell them the truth, they don't know what to do. Why? Because that's the only way they can get money. If you stop and ask them to use their brain and take all that money and do a business, they can't do it.
And I hope my daughter don't either, because she graduated this year at 15 and her daddy bought her a car. She ain't got to go finesse no man for it. Daddy been here since day one. You goddamn right, make that ass go to get quiet. We go, yeah, big up to the fathers and girls that got to show they pussy hole to try to get some money on OnlyFans. Big up to you hoes. Big up to you fathers and bitches. That's why you so promiscuous.
Mental health is a problem in the black community. A lot of these young girls, they're coming from single mother homes where even their mother was off a little bit.
Yeah, hide behind that motherfucking paint.
You don't even know
No, I don't been knowing nothing. I'm just throwing rocks, and if it hit you, holler. If the shoe fit, wear it. If it don't, let it quit. If the glove don't fit. Yeah, I'm just saying some shit like y'all saying some shit. Ain't we having fun to make content? But I hope my beautiful little daughter don't have to get naked to show up and hold her, lay on her back just to try to get on her feet as a woman, and you still can't get on your feet.
I hope not either.
Don't ever have to do what y'all got to do.
You know,
and that's true as well. These girls never get a lot of money and become millionaires and live off that money. You'll typically see them have 1 to 2 years where they're balling till they're falling, and then they just start having kids the closer they get to 30. After 30, they're just a baby mother with like 4 or 5 kids of trying to trap men.
Man, I bypass girls like y'all every day.
I was touching
man, this motherfucker was. But you talking that kind of talk like you really that, man, y'all ain't no real hoe, y'all playing.
He telling them y'all ain't even real thoughts getting money. Y'all trying to pretend to be the thoughts that are getting money. And this is what's happening majority of the times. They're putting off an illusion and only the simps are falling for it. But the real men, they're waking up.
This is your husband, right? You are connected to him through death do us part. He has a problem with him. Why are you refusing to let go of him bothering your husband?
That's why.
That's disrespectful to the relationship.
She for the streets. She got to go.
Because they'll look at a man and call him they'll call a man insecure.
Yeah.
Because I'm bothered by a man that you claim is your friend, but I'm your husband.
That's what women.
And it's typically going to be a guy that she works with or some guy that she comes across and says, we're childhood friends and he's like my brother. But realistically, this is the guy that she wants, but he doesn't want her back. He just want to clap the cheeks. And she's thinking she can hold on to her man until this guy decides what he wants to do. If your woman has one of these friends, you have to leave her alone. It's that simple. She's caught, her heart is caught between two guys.
That's what women like to say nowadays.
It's
a man
okay.
insecure if he telling the truth about some shit. That's what they get. They say that.
Because I wouldn't want
He's
my man to
insecure.
have a woman friend and he going out and hanging out with her.
Right.
I wouldn't want that.
Because first of all, ain't nobody hanging out without me. Period.
Right.
I want to see how y'all interact with
Exactly.
me. And if you act weird, I already know some shit going on. Y'all, you know what I'm
And
saying?
this is the dumbest shit. I'm so sick and tired of women lying about this. I'm tired of y'all lying about this shit.
No best friend,
Ain't no male best
But
friend.
he gonna crash.
I don't give a what that nigga. That be saying lines I used to use. That line. I'm just confused about not willing to let go if it affects your husband. If shit affects your kids, you let it go with no problem.
You give a woman an inch, she'll take them out. Women are always dropping red flags in a relationship. But men, we got to be smarter, and you got to act on those red flags, because the moment you let her get away with one thing, she'll continue to breadcrumb for other things. That's what it's like when she has a male best friend. She's just breadcrumbing you to keep you in a relationship while she's still searching for another man. And when she finds him, her heart can be caught in two places. Don't compete with another man because you're competing with her past.
Moving forward in my dating life, if a girl tells me, you're the first guy I've ever met that treats me good, yeah, I'm also going to be the first guy in this exact moment that's going to leave your ass. Every girl I've ever dealt with that told me that I've dated especially, always somehow ends up self-sabotaging the relationship. And it is the most annoying consistent thing I've ever experienced. And
you're never in competition with another man. You're always in competition with her past. What she tells you all the other guys did wrong is how she wants to treat you. It's a form of manipulation when a woman acts in distress. All the guys before you were just so bad. They treated me so bad. And you're thinking to yourself, man, this is such a good woman. Nobody could see this diamond in the rough. I'm going to help her out. All the women are going to use that for manipulation because they know every man wants to feel like a superhero.
I tried my best to show it so much grace because I do believe that people can change what they're used to and can adapt to a different kind of environment as far as, giving the good guy a chance and actually appreciating a man who's going to treat you right when you dealt with nothing but trauma and pieces of shit your whole life. But that grace eventually just runs out, bro. Like, I'm so tired of the endless cycle, bro. If I'm the first person that's ever treated you right, Mom, I'm sorry, this ain't gonna last very long. And that's coming from me. I'm just not gonna take you serious no more because I already know how this shit's gonna turn out. I'm sorry.
And every man has to have this mindset. And every man has to have this mindset in order for the women to understand that it's not going down like that no more. Men are catching on to your manipulative ways and are understanding that you want the drama and the attention more than you want structure.
Before I started talking with Naima, I was talking to this other girl, and I remember I was like, yo, we should go on a date. I was getting ready to plan the date, but before we planned the date, we ended up getting on FaceTime. And I'm talking to her on FaceTime. She started telling me about how she's cut people off real quick, and that's one of her problems, and that she'll cut people off without even talking to them about stuff. And I was just why would I invest money in going on a date with this woman? She sounds nuts.
Yeah.
Manipulation. She's trying to say, act your best so I don't cut you off because I have a tendency not to talk to people anymore if I feel any discomfort. Women are always trying to tell you what they're gonna do, what they've been through, just to see if you adapt to being a simp when she's in distress.
So after that, I was like, nah, I'm good. We don't gotta go on a date. But the problem is, a lot of times folks, you won't even have that conversation beforehand. You're so thirsty to get on a date, you're just going on a date with whoever, right? Then you go on a date, and now you're starting to have those conversations. Yeah. And then instead of you realizing, okay, this was a throwaway, I'm not gonna actually continue investing in this, you still continue investing in it because you're like, finally someone's giving me attention, because you're not in a place where you actually value yourself.
And he's right, which is why it's important for a man not to date unless he already has women that want him. See, when you go on a date with a woman that starts talking and you seeing yellow flags and you start seeing red flags, you start to be uncomfortable. Knowing another woman wants you makes it easy to walk away from her. You have to understand, women have this concept as well. The only way to get to that is for a man to start chasing his dreams. Get in the gym, start making some money, stack some money, and then start feeling good about yourself. That way, when you feel good about yourself, you won't take disrespect from anyone.
I'm speaking from experience because in my past relationship, when I was with my ex, I didn't value myself enough to leave that relationship when I wasn't getting what I needed. Mm-hmm. I thought to myself, you know what? I can get her to love me enough if I just keep on talking to her about stuff, or if I keep on and trying to invest in her, or I keep on putting time and energy into
That's
her.
what a real simp is.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, seriously.
It takes a lot of black men to wake up to this knowledge because you go majority of your life trying to save your mom, catering to your mom, and then you take this mindset into a relationship with girls that you like. Once you realize that the younger girls are not thinking like your mother, then you start to better yourself to adapt to becoming a better man instead of a saver.
So last night I went out with one of my homegirls and I stayed out too late. When I looked at my phone, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I knew if I came through this door late, my man was gonna be mad. So my friend, she was driving me home, and I was in a panic because I didn't know what to tell my man. My friend looked at me and she noticed that I was worried, and she told me not to worry about it because she had some advice for me. She said, when I get home, just try not to wake my man up. She said, just go upstairs and get in bed and start going down on him. I looked at her and I said, baby, I don't think that's going to work. She said, trust me, it works, because when she get home late, that's what she do to her man. So I was like, all right, I'm going to just try it. So as soon as I got home, I tiptoed upstairs, trying not to wake my man up, and I got in bed. And best believe I did what my friend said. I went down on him. And I guess I was doing a good job because, you know, he finished, if you know what I mean. So after he finished, I decided to go to the bathroom to brush my teeth and get in the shower. But when I opened my bathroom door, to my surprise, my man is sitting on the toilet. And he was like, well, look who finally decided to come home. I'm looking confused. I said, baby, who is that laying in our bed? He was like, oh, that's just my dad. I had to bail him out of jail tonight, and he was scared to go home to his wife, so I just told him he could stay here tonight.
Y'all get in there and tell me if you think this story is real or not. I think it's fake, because realistically, if you're creeping in late night and it's quiet, you're going to know who's who and what's what. You let me know in the comments.
Don't be that girlfriend that takes care of her man financially. He's not your son. He's not your husband. You should not be taking care of him. You're making it way too easy for him. Why should he wife you when you're giving him everything he needs without the ring? You allowed him to get way too comfortable with you.
So what are we doing here? Does a guy have to make a certain amount of money to get you, or does he have to have no money at all? Ladies, you have to make it make sense, because you're complaining from both angles.
Hey, Bill, you finished with that TV stand yet? And you got the instructions? You can read. You got it.
You can't just get a regular gift. I can't buy you shoes.
No. This is what I want for Father's Day. You asked me, and this is what I want.
I mean, I could give you something.
Give me some of what? Girl, that is the same pussy from last time. So like I said, once you finish mounting that TV, I got a pair of boots in the garage. Put them on, get in that backyard and cut that grass. When you finish with that, spark that grill up, throw some meat on that grill. When you finish with that, I got some meat to throw on your grill. Really? Dead serious. That is the extra battery just in case that drill go out. Not at all, but let me hear it.
See, now that's a Father's Day gift where a woman is actually willing to go through the job of being a man for a day.
That's what I'm talking about. You need a weed eater for them edges. You need a weed eater for the edges. Know your word, King. Happy Father's Day.
Any of you guys out there got a girl? Put her to the test. See if she's willing to do man duties for one day.
And another thing, listen, I'm 36. Yes, 36. I said it. So I'ma still teach the little young one something. When that man sit down on that couch, he be like, y'all know what that mean? That mean that man really wants some head. Come on now. Don't play with it.
That means that man wants some peace. A lot of time when a man wants some head, he don't start doing what women do. Women like to make certain gestures, body language, maybe even have an attitude to get somebody to react. It don't work like that with a man. If he breathing like that, he wants some peace because you're probably a headache.
Get that Vaseline, get that lip gloss, whatever you need, and get to work. Get that job done.
Sounds good, but most of these women ain't gonna do that.
Stop forcing that man to be better and just go get you a better man. Like, baby, we do not work at Build-A-Bay. We do not work at Boys R Us. You carry yourself like a queen, well, go and get you a king, okay?
If she can get a king, then she wouldn't be with a Build-A-Bear. Women, you're only as good as the last guy that you dated. Every woman thinks that she could just run along and get some high value, better man. Sorry, it ain't that many guys out there that's into self-improvement just like the women. You just can't get a haircut and start dressing skimpy and all of a sudden you feel good about yourself and others are supposed to like you. Don't work like that. And as far as the lady making the comment, purple, red, and green are trauma hair colors. When you see women wearing those colors, that means stay away. But they will be good in bed.